Hey guys, it's the Butcher. Got Joe Biden behind me, stumbling over his words.
Kamala Harris. You know,
Just trying to figure out what he's saying here.
across this nation, at least at the outset here, agree with me. Yesterday we had our best grassroots fundraising.
He really looks like the Crypt Keeper, doesn't he?
More than double our previous record.
Look at that
And
tail.
in doing so, we set a single-day record for online political fundraising. And I think I know why.
Oh, he thinks he knows.
I hope that you'll join us as well, those of you who listen today.
Listen
Go
today.
to JoeBiden.com today.
Oh, speaking of which, if you go to Antifa.com, that redirects to JoeBiden.com. How fucked up is that? I mean, somebody's probably trolling him, but if they're not, smooth, Joe. Very fucking smooth. So anyway, here comes the commie, the George Soros puppet part 2, Obama's little sister.
She's ready to do this job on day one.
Ready on day
We're
one.
both ready to get to work, rebuilding this nation and building it better. As Attorney General of the largest state in the country,
Building it
Kamala
better.
took on the big banks over mortgage
okay.
fraud and won. Took on big oil when it wanted to pollute without consequences. She was a pioneer in marriage equality and tackled the gun lobby. You know, we've all watched the United States Senate go toe-to-toe with Trump officials, trying to hide the truth, asking the tough questions needed to be asked, and not stopping until she got an answer. And when none was forthcoming, it was obvious what the answer was. As a member of the Intelligence Committee and the Judiciary Committee, she's been the center in the middle of the most critical national security challenges our country faces.
The center of the middle.
Well aware of all the threats to this nation.
Did he say Delaware or well aware?
As a child of immigrants, she knows personally how immigrant families enrich our country, as well as the challenges of what it means to grow up Black and Indian American in the United States of America. Her story is America's story, different from mine in many particulars. But
Many
also
particulars.
not so different in the essentials. She's worked hard. She's never backed down from a challenge. And she has earned each and every of the accolades and achievements that she has gained, many of them often in the face of obstacles that others put in her way.
Yes.
Never quit.
Because accolades are always, contested.
Little girls woke up, especially little Black and brown girls.
Oh, little Black and brown girls.
Often feel overlooked.
He's going to do it.
Undervalued in their community.
He's going to say some
But
shit,
today,
isn't he?
Today, just maybe, they're seeing themselves for the first time in a new way as the stuff of president and vice presidents.
Vice presidents.
In her campaign,
He knows he's not
primary,
going to be
Kamala
president.
often talked
He
about
knows the
what she
plan is going to
referred
be for
as
her to
the
be
3M
president.
agenda.
He's going to bail out.
Moms
He's
and
going to
dads
kick the
awake
bucket.
late at night in their kitchens,
You know,
worried,
he's not going to be
scared,
president.
uncertain about how they were
I
gonna
mean, he's going to
take
lose the
care of their
election, but
families.
he's not even going to make the
About
election.
how they were going to pay the bills, about how they were going to make it, simply make it. Growing up in Scranton and Claymont, Delaware, I saw that struggle with my family as well. Kamala saw it with hers as well.
As well.
And millions of Americans are living that struggle as we speak,
As well.
especially in this moment of crisis. Especially with so many jobs lost. Kamala
Thanks,
and I
China.
both know that all folks are looking for, as my dad would say, is an even shot. Just give me a shot, a fair shot. A shot at making it.
Kind of like when Trump said, "What the hell do you have to lose?" Fucking plagiarizer. Joe steals everything. He's probably wearing my fucking underwear right now.
Working families need someone
But
on
he's
their
the one who
side
shit
these
in him, I
days,
promise.
because they certainly don't have anyone in the president now. On their
Now.
That's going to change in the Biden-Harris administration. It's going to be gratifying to see the strong, enthusiastic reaction to Senator
Did he say
Harris
Biden-Harris? I thought it was
as our
Sniffin'
next
Harris.
vice president. You know,
Did you see her standing there?
comes from people
This dude
all
needs to
over
shut the
country.
fuck up.
It's already occurring. All over the country. All ideological views, all backgrounds. Events, of course, we are predictable, some of them.
What?
Comes from all over, except, of course, from Donald Trump's White House and his allies.
What?
You all knew it was coming.
Knew what was
Could
coming?
have set your watches to it.
What the fuck is he talking
Donald Trump has
about?
already started his attacks,
That's
calling Kamala,
fucking
quote,
politics.
whining about how she is, quote, mean to his appointees.
This is what politics
It's no
are.
surprise.
Is whatever the
Because
fuck it
whining
is.
what Donald Trump does best better than any president in American history. Is anyone
Really?
surprised Donald Trump has a problem with a strong woman or strong women across the board?
Oh Christ.
We know the more is to come.
What?
So let's be clear. If you're a working person, worried about whether or not you'll have a job to go to, whether or not you'll be able to pay your mortgage, pay your rent, worried about the poison in the
Don't
air
worry.
you
The
breathe,
Democrats
the
are going to
water
pay
you
for
drink,
everything
worried
with
about
tax
your
money.
civil rights, even your basic right to dignity,
Basic
which is
right
under
to
attack with this
dignity.
administration.
You're not allowed to
Kamala
have
Harris
dignity.
has had your back,
Look at
and
her.
now we have to have her back. She's going to stand with me in this campaign, and all of us
Or sit, or
are gonna
whatever.
stand up for her.
However that they decide
On
to
January 20th,
show up.
2021, we're all going to watch Senator Harris raise her right hand and swear the oath of office.
Because
as
she's
the
going to be
first woman
president.
ever
He's a fucking
to
idiot.
serve in the second highest office in America, in this land.
This
And then we're going to
land.
get to work fixing the mess that President Trump and Vice President Pence have created, both at home and abroad. Through 4
Did he
years
just
of
call Kamala a
mismanagement
broad?
and coddling of terrorists and thugs around the world?
What?
Not only will America dig itself out of this hole they put us in, we're going to build back, and we're going to build back better.
We're going to build back better.
We have a public health crisis.
He's been practicing that
He's
one.
in court trying to do away with health care.
Oh yeah.
With more than 5
Trump wants to
million
eliminate
reported
healthcare.
infections,
He wants to ban
165,000
doctors.
people dead and
Oh, there's the
dying
fucking teleprompter.
as a consequence of COVID-19. And still, months later, no real leadership or plan from the President of the United States how to get this pandemic under control. No
Because
real
he's
help
showing
for the states and
how
local governments trying to
ineffective
fill the
the
vacuum
government is.
of leadership from the White House. No real help for children and educators.
Come
for
on,
small
Joe.
businesses and
Ad
frontline
lib.
workers
Ad
that
lib.
they're ones that holding our country together.
Yeah, holding it.
Instead, he's issuing executive orders and making promises that in the end will defund the Social Security system
No, it won't.
while insisting that this virus will disappear. The Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration have a comprehensive plan to meet the challenge of COVID-19
Will have.
and turn the corner on this pandemic. Masking, clear science-based guidance, dramatically scaling up testing, getting states and local governments the resources they need to open
Masking.
schools and businesses safely.
It's funny he mentions
We
that,
can do this.
considering he
Just
unmasked
be the
General
president and
Flynn.
vice president willing to lead and take responsibility. Not as this president says, it's not my fault. The governor should thank me more. As an old
That
saying
actually
goes,
wasn't a
give me
bad Trump for Biden.
We have an economic crisis of more than 16 million Americans. 16 million still out of work. Donald Trump is on track to break another record. On track to leave office with the worst jobs record of any American president in modern history.
We all know that's only because
But
of
instead
COVID-19.
doing the hard work,
It's the only fucking
meeting
reason.
face to face with congressional leaders, Democrats and Republicans in the White House, like every other president's done in a crisis, to get Americans the relief they need and deserve, Donald Trump is on the golf course.
First of all, it's the fucking job of the House, and it's the job of the Senate to write and pass bills and put them on president's fucking desk. Like that's,
He doesn't have
they haven't been doing their jobs. They're on fucking break right now so they can go to the conventions.
climate crisis that Donald Trump refuses to even acknowledge. When he thinks about climate change, all we hear is the word hoax. The Biden-Harris administration is going to meet the climate crisis, protect the health of the American public. Along the way, we're going to deliver one word: jobs. Good paying jobs.
I'm sorry. That's fucking one more. Jobs. He's really up there. Just jobs. Healthcare. Trump bad.
You know, today is not only the day I'm proud to introduce Senator Kamala Harris as the Vice President of the Democratic Party.
Whoa. He's rattled that off.
For the third anniversary of that terrible day in Charlottesville. Remember what it felt like to see those neo-Nazis? Close your eyes. Those Klansmen, white supremacists, coming out of fields, carrying lighted torches, faces contorted, bulging, veins, pouring into the streets of historic American city, spewing the same anti-Semitic bile we heard in Hitler's Germany in the 30s. Remember how it felt to see a violent clash ensue between those celebrating hate and those standing against it?
Celebrating hate. I think that's like jumbo shrimp.
It was a wake-up call to all of us as a country.
This fucking hate is awesome.
It was a call to action. My father used to say, silence is complicity, not original to him, but he believed it. At that moment, I knew I couldn't stand by and let go.
Like my father used to say, e pluribus unum. He didn't originally say it, but he liked to read it a lot on the back of money.
Quote, very fine people on both sides.
What?
No president of the United States of America has ever said anything like that. See him continue to attack everything that makes America America.
Okay, name some stuff.
In the battle for the soul of the nation.
No, he's not going to name stuff.
That's when I decided to run. I'm proud now to have Senator Harris at my side in that battle because she shares with the same intensity I do. Or she's someone who knows what's at stake. The question is, for all Americans to answer, who are we as a nation? What do we stand for?
We're not socialist.
And most importantly,
we're not communist.
What do we want
We're
to
not going to
be?
let that fuck with the fucking droopy eyelids, fucking George Soros run shit.
Someone who knows that the future of this country is limited only by the barriers we place on our own imaginations. Because there's nothing Americans cannot achieve when we put our mind to it. When we do it together.
Is he pointing to his mind? Like where he thinks his mind is?
Because we both believe.
He's going to get like a piece of candy from Jill later. Good job, Joe. You pointed to your head when you said mind. That was awesome.
Possibilities.
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 He sounds like Christopher Walken, or like a guy doing an imitation of what they think Christopher Walken sounds like. Possibilities.
Everyone. The ability for everyone. And we mean everyone.
So everyone?
Go as far and dream as big as hard work and their God-given ability will take them.
So who is that? Everyone?
When I agreed to serve as President Obama's running mate, he asked me a number of questions.
He just laughed. He just laughed when he said that shit. He knows Obama was a joke too.
He asked me what I wanted.
What?
Most importantly.
Yes, I said, can I have some fries?
I told him I wanted to be the last person in the room.
Extra
napkin? Before he
napkin?
made important decisions. That's what I asked Kamala. I asked Kamala to be the last voice in the room. To always tell me the truth, which she will. Challenge my assumptions if she disagrees. Ask the hard question. Because that's the way we make the best decisions for the American people.
Do
I got
it.
a chance to
Do it, Joe.
spend some time at my home today.
Oh, yeah? In the basement?
Kamala and Doug.
Kamala and
I
Doug.
want to thank them. I thank them publicly.
Oh,
For agreeing
good job.
to join
Join.
and take this journey with Jill and me. Doug, you're going to have to learn what it means to be a barrier breaker yourself in this job you're about to take on.
Really?
America's first, second gentleman. And although they're not with us here today, I want to thank Ella and Cole as well. I had a chance to speak to Doug's mom and dad and to Ella and Cole. And we're going to get our
I imagine
kids together.
they're her kids.
Let them know what's coming.
Hunter? You're going to tell Hunter?
My grandchildren are about the age.
Oh, yeah. Not your
their
kids.
children.
Your grandchildren. You don't want Hunter.
Speak to them.
We're going to keep him in a
My
closet.
campaign has always been a family affair. Every campaign I've run.
Except today.
So I've got some news for you.
No way. Is Hunter going to come out?
We're all honorary Bidens.
We're all honorary
Here's the best
Bidens.
part. Kamala,
You're all going to
you've
get
been
contracts
honorary
in
for quite some time.
Ukraine and... Did she leave?
No, I came first to know who Kamala was.
You're all going to be
Or son, Beau
Bidens.
Biden.
You're all going to
They were friends.
get contracts for
They served as attorneys general
companies
at the same
in
time.
China, and
They took the
Ukraine,
same
and
they took on the same big fights.
we're going to try to do something like that in South
Kamala,
America
California,
and
Beau here in
Middle
Delaware.
East, and you're all
Big
going to be
fights.
Bidens.
It helped
We're all going to
change
be
the
under
entire
investigation last
I know
week.
how much Beau respected Kamala and her work.
Oh, yeah.
And that mattered a lot to me, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
as I made this decision.
Bo respected her.
So now, we need to get to work. Pulling this nation out of these crises we find
Joe,
ourselves in.
talk about your
Getting
son,
our economy
Hunter.
back on track. Uniting
Everybody
this
wants to
nation.
talk about
And
Hunter,
yes,
except for
winning
Joe
the
Biden.
battle for the soul of America.
Oh, the soul of America.
My fellow Americans, now let me introduce to you, for the first time, your next Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Kamala, the floor is yours.
Resounding applause. That's nice.
Thank you, Joe.
If she wasn't evil, I'd be happy
Thank you,
for her.
Joe.
She's like beaming. But she also knows she's
As
going to
I
be
said,
president
Joe, when
because
you
Joe's
called
not
me,
going to make it.
I am incredibly
You know,
honored
she's not
by this
going to be president,
responsibility,
but that's the plan.
and I'm ready to get
They're
to
going to
work.
lose.
I'm ready to get to work.
Oh, yeah.
After the most competitive primary in history, the country received a resounding message that Joe was the person to lead us forward. And Joe, I'm so proud to stand with you. And I do so mindful of all the heroic and ambitious women before me, whose sacrifice, determination,
We're just
and
going to,
resilience
she's going to mention
makes my
Hillary.
presence here today even possible.
So it's just going to be a laundry
This is
list.
a moment of real consequence for America.
Oh, yeah.
Everything we care about, our economy, our health, our children, the kind of country we live in, it's all on the line.
Yeah.
We're reeling
Reeling.
from the worst public health crisis in a century.
Century. It's so
The
long.
president's mismanagement of the pandemic has plunged us into the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression.
Oh.
And we're experiencing a moral reckoning with racism and systemic injustice
Yep.
that has brought a new coalition of conscience to the streets of our country.
Antifa.com.
demanding change.
Goes right to Biden.com. Don't forget that.
America is crying out for leadership.
Chicago, a couple nights ago, they needed leadership.
Who
They
cares
were
more
hungry.
about himself than
I
the
saw one
people
guy
who
eating a
elected
Tesla.
him?
It was so
A president
depressing.
who's making
He couldn't even
every
feed his family.
challenge we
And there he
face
was,
even
on the
more
streets,
difficult
eating a
to
Tesla.
solve. But here's the good news. We don't have to accept the failed government of Donald Trump and Mike Pence. In just 83 days, we have a chance to choose a better future for our country. So, Joe, Dr. Biden,
I accept.
thank you for the trust you've placed in me. Jill, I know you will be an incredible First Lady. And my husband Doug and I are so grateful to become a part of your extended family.
We want to be Biden
And
so
ever
bad.
since I received Joe's call,
We can't
I've
wait
been
for those
thinking,
checks from China.
yes, about the first Biden that I really came to know, and that, of course, is Joe's beloved son, one of his beloved sons, Beau. In the midst of the great
It's his
recession,
beloved son, not the other
Joe and I
one.
spoke
The
on
beloved
phone
one.
practically practically
Bo was the
every day,
beloved one. Just so
sometimes
everybody
multiple
understands,
times a day,
Hunter Biden is
working
not
together
beloved.
to win back
Bo
millions
was
of
beloved.
dollars for homeowners
Millions of dollars.
from the big banks of the nation that were
Banks.
foreclosing on people's homes.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just tell you about Bo Biden.
And I'm sure Bo was right there
I
behind them.
learned quickly that Bo was the kind of guy who inspired people to be a better version of themselves.
Just a reminder that
He
the
really was
Bidens
the best of us.
are from Delaware,
And when I would ask him where
which
did
is
he get
notorious
that? Where did this come
for
from?
shell
He'd always
companies
talk about
to open up
his
because
dad.
they get very favorable tax treatment.
And I will
And
tell
don't forget
you,
the
love
no sales tax.
that they
So
shared
when it's time for
was
Christmas,
incredible
go to
to
Delaware.
watch. It was the most beautiful display
No.
of the love between a father and a son.
Look at Joe's hair.
And Bo talked about how Joe would spend 4 hours every day riding the rails back and forth from Wilmington to Washington so he could make
Joe rides the
breakfast for his
rails.
kids in the morning and make it home
That's
in
why he's so
time
sniffy.
to tuck them in bed each night. All of this so two little boys who had just lost their mom and their sister in a tragic accident would know that the world was still turning.
See, I can't make fun of this shit.
And that's how I came to know Joe.
Oh.
He's someone whose first response when things get tough is never to think about himself, but to care for everyone else.
Hmm.
He's someone who never asks, why is this happening to me? And instead asks, what can I do to make life better for you? His
If she keeps
empathy,
talking like this
his
about Joe
compassion,
Biden,
his sense of
he's gonna
duty
forget
to
where he
care
is,
for others
walk over
is
to
why
her,
I am so proud to be
pull
on
down
this
his
ticket.
zipper, and just like start
And Joe
approaching her
and
like a
I,
fucking
yes,
zombie.
we're on the same side.
Fucking creepy
Family
ass
is
Joe.
everything to me,
Creepy
too.
ass old fucking man sniffing
And
everybody.
I cannot wait for America to get
And
to
yes,
know my
she did
husband
pass the
Doug
sniff
and
test
our amazing
apparently.
kids, Cole and Ella. Because whether I'm cheering in the bleachers at a swim meet, or setting up a college room dorm, or helping my goddaughter prepare for her school debate, or building Legos with my godson,
Or in a Zoom meeting
or
with George
hugging my two
Soros.
baby nieces,
Hmm.
or cooking dinner, Sunday dinner.
Oh,
My family
isn't that
means
special?
everything to me.
That's
I've
why
had a
I'm
lot of
willing to
titles over
kill
my career,
anybody
and certainly
who gets in my
vice
way
president will be
of having
great.
Sunday dinner
But
with my
Mamala
family.
will always be the one that means the most.
She just called herself Mamala.
And you know, my mother and father, they came
That will
from
be a hashtag today on
opposite
Twitter.
sides of the world
Mamala,
to arrive
book
in
it.
America. One from India and the other from Jamaica, in search of a world-class education.
Mm.
But what brought them together was the civil rights movement of the 1960s. And that's how they met as students in the streets of Oakland, marching and shouting for this thing called justice.
It's going to be
In a
so many
struggle that
Antifa love
continues
stories
today.
in about 30 years, 40
And I was
years.
part of it. My parents would bring
I
me
had
to
gotten pepper
protests,
sprayed,
strapped tightly in my
and he
stroller.
came over to me,
And my mother,
and he poured milk
Shamala,
on my head,
raised my sister Maya
and I
me
knew at that
to
moment
believe that it was
that
up
my
to
milk was going to
us
be his too.
and every generation of Americans to keep on marching. She'd tell us, don't sit around and complain about things, do something. So I did something. I devoted my life.
Moms
to
and dads are
making
the best.
real
They're always
words
telling us things.Ey're always saying
carved
words
in
to
the
us.
United States Supreme Court,
It's great.
equal
I love how
justice under law.
everyone's mom has always told them
And
this
30
one
years
thing or
ago,
these
I stood before a
two
judge
things,
for
or
the
everybody's
first
dad
time,
tells them these
breathed
couple
deep,
things, and
and
they're the only
uttered
things they
phrase
remember.
that would
They don't remember to
that
do
would
their
truly
homework or,
guide my
you know,
career and the rest of my
clean up their
career.
laundry or
Kamala
any of the
Harris
other shit they
for
gotta
the
do.
people. The people. That's who
Sorry,
I
that was a
represented as
tangent.
district attorney, fighting on behalf of victims who needed help. The people. That's who I fought for as California's Attorney General.
So I just
When I
saw a
took
video
on
today of a
transnational
guy who was
criminal
basically
organizations
saying
who
that
traffic in guns and
he
drugs
was
and
abused,
human beings.
molested by
And
the
it's the
a
people
priest in San
who I
Francisco,
fought for as a United
and
States Senator,
Kamala,
where I've worked
as
every
district
day
attorney
to hold
in San
Trump
Francisco,
officials accountable
protected the
to
Catholic
American
Church and
people.
protected the priest.
And the people
So,
are who Joe and I will fight for
There's that.
every day
So
in
look
the
that
White
up
House.
and find the
And let me tell you,
find the
somebody
information
who
for yourself.
has presented my fair share of arguments in court. The case against Donald Trump and Mike Pence is open and shut.
Yeah, neither one of them are
Just look
guilty
where
of
they
shit.
got us.
They've already
More
done
than
this.
16
You fucking
women
tried to
out of
impeach them.
work.
Didn't happen.
Millions
You know, the whole
of
Russia
kids
thing,
cannot go
yeah.
back
Like,
to
come on,
school.
Kamala. Like,
A
don't be an
crisis of
asshole.
poverty,
Well, I
of
mean,
homelessness afflicting black, brown, and indigenous
whoops.
people the most. A crisis of hunger afflicting 1 in 5 mothers who have children that are hungry.
And that's Trump's fault.
And tragically, more than 165,000 lives that have been cut short. Many with loved ones who never got the
Talked to the
chance
governors of New
say
York,
goodbye.
Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, New Jersey,
It didn't have
you
to
know,
be this
where
way.
they shoved
6
patients
years ago, in
into
fact,
nursing
we
homes
had
that
a
were
different health
ill-equipped
crisis. It was
for the
called Ebola.
COVID-19
We all remember that pandemic.
patients.
But you know what happened
You know?
then?
fuck
Barack
outta here.
Obama and Joe Biden did their job.
Oh, did they?
Only 2 people in the United States died. 2.
Oh, that's all.
That is what's called leadership. But compare that to the moment we find ourselves in now. When other countries are following the science, Trump pushed miracle cures he saw on Fox News. While other countries were flattening the curve, he said the virus would just poof, go away. Quote, like a miracle.
Fox News ain't so bad.
So when other countries opened back up for business, what did we do?
All right, I'm going to
We
lose.
had to shut down again.
I've only got a few more minutes, a few more seconds, I should say. So I'm going to chop this up, get it posted. Don't forget, the Butcher loves you. Trump 2020, all that shit. Sniffing Biden, sniffing Harris campaign. All right, see you guys later. Love you. God bless America.